No matter how small, how large, flat, or curved things are in this world, we're definitely blessed to be able to see these things around us with our eyes, our vision. What is the correlation between our eyes and aperture? Welcome back to Purvika. Today we talk about what aperture is and how we use it in our lives. We can see things before us only if there is enough light. It is the same for a sensor on the other side of the lens. Only if there is enough light, the sensor can pick up on the details of the objects surrounding it. The amount of light that goes through your iris determines the amount of information that gets transferred to your retina. This is why we can see objects clearly. Camera lens follows a very similar principle. How big or how small the iris of the lens is open is represented by the aperture. When we squint our eyes during a bright sunny day outside, our pupils contract so that the amount of light that goes into the retina is less. Similarly, when the aperture value is small, it is opened up completely. The light coming in will be more prominent. And when the aperture value is high, it closes down. It takes in very little light. This would be the basic idea behind the aperture and your eyes. What is very important to note here is that if you believe opening up the aperture completely to get more light in will make your picture better with more detail, you are mistaken, my friend. There is a balance you need to find while setting the aperture value, making sure what is seen is captured with just the right amount of information. If you need your image to look good, the photography triangle is a good guide to achieve this. What is the photography triangle, I hear you ask? ISO, shutter speed, and aperture. Let's take a look at how aperture works along with the shutter speed. The best way to explain shutter speed would be to show you how fast we blink with our eyes. Slower we blink, the slower the shutter speed, and faster the shutter speed is like blinking very fast. This also determines the amount of light going into the sensor. How fast the shutter opens and closes is your shutter speed. And this is the sound of the shutter. If you set it to 1 second, it will open up the sensor, wait for a second, till then the light goes in and then closes. It could be 1/10th of a second or even up to 1/4000 of a second. Light captured is determined by the shutter speed. We can use this principle to click several creative shots just like these. The connection between aperture and shutter speed here is that the amount of light that is let into the sensor that the shutter speed dictates is set by the aperture here. We determine aperture by the f-stops. Larger the f-stop, smaller the aperture ring closes and lesser the light received. Smaller the f-stop, larger the aperture ring is and more light passing through. Based on the f-stop, you can set your shutter speed to get the best results clicking pictures. Aperture is the cause for another popular effect, the shallow depth of field. We notice these on professional photographs. It is the main culprit that brought portrait modes onto modern smartphones, giving it the professional look. If f-stop is smaller, the shallow depth of field increases, giving you a blurry background. This will put the focus on the subject at hand. This will put the focus on the object of interest. Some of the smartphones today feature variable aperture. Let us know which smartphones today sports the variable aperture down on the comment section. If you wish to purchase the latest smartphones with the variable aperture, click down on the link given below, head straight to Purvika website where we have the 2-hour fast delivery option and easy EMI option as well. I hope this video was informative. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, don't forget to subscribe to us and click on that bell icon.